Okay, this is part 3 in a series on homeschooling made for women living well. And so in this section, I want to share with you what our day looks like, how our day flows, and also want to share with you the curriculum we've chosen. So, like I mentioned in the last video, we kind of have a slow morning. I wake up before the children always. I have my quiet time. I email my good morning girls. I post my blog. I go on Facebook. I go on Twitter. And then the children kind of mosey along down around 7:30 to 7:45 in the morning. And in our pajamas, all of us, we have breakfast. And oftentimes we read out of the Bible either at breakfast or at lunchtime. And the Bible we're using is the Family Reading Bible by Zondervan. And what's kind of cool is that we're just reading through it. And at the end of each day, when we finish reading, I mark the page. Let me find where one's marked. And I put the date, like January 30th, 2011. And so we're just going to read through the Bible. And every day when we finish our reading, I put the date. And we're going to see how long it takes. If it takes 2 or 3 years for the family to read through the Bible at breakfast or lunch, that's fine. But we just wanted to kind of log it. And so that's what we do for our morning quiet times. Then after breakfast time, chore time begins. And I have a whole video on our chore pack system, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it. But basically what I do is I pick the chores for the day. I slip their cards in their little thing. And, get dressed. That's when we get dressed during chore time. Empty the dishwasher, empty the trash cans. I put Lexi's around her neck, Xander's around his, and off they go to do their chores from 8:30 to 9. When they complete their chores, they bring the chore pack to the kitchen, put on the counter. I go upstairs, I double check, make sure they've done everything. That's when I make my bed, that's when I get dressed, and things like that. So that's our morning at 9 o'clock. Oftentimes I have them both in the schoolroom. I usually get Xander going, just doing worksheets, handwriting, maybe some math that he can do online. While Lexi sits right beside me and we do one-on-one with phonics and math, manipulatives and things. Lexi really needs me right beside her because she can't do anything really on her own yet. So she's just in kindergarten. So anyhow, then I'll bring Xander in beside me and I give Lexi a break. She goes out of the room. She finds some toys, little ponies, whatever, and plays. There is no TV until the end of the school day, till we've completed all our work. But I do allow my son on his school break to play Wii because he needs to get some energy out. So that's been a good energy getter-outer in the middle of winter when you have cabin fever. So they also have a little bit of snack in there during some of the breaks. I go out, check my Facebook, I check my email, and we kind of come in and out, and I kind of, bring one in for half an hour, bring the other one in for half an hour, and we do that till lunchtime. Then at 12 o'clock we break for lunch until 1. And then at 1 o'clock, usually my daughter has completed her schoolwork for the day, but my son still has a little more to do. So from 1 to 2, we finish him up for the day, and we are always done by 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, they both begin room time. Room time is a time where they are not to play with each other. It's the only time of day they don't play with each other, and besides when they're alone in the schoolroom with me. And so they go to separate rooms and they get out their toys. They go into make-believe land. It's a very creative time. My daughter likes to do crafts. She likes to get out all her stuffed animals and play school. And my son builds his Legos. He likes to read books, and it's very quiet in the house, and I need that. By 2 o'clock, I need that. And so at 3, they come back downstairs. It's snack time, and that's the first time the TV goes on. And usually it's some kind of PBS show. Curious George, Clifford, something like that. And then the rest of the day is just a typical day of what people do. Play puzzles, games, and it's go to maybe gymnastics, swim class, things like that. So that's how our day runs. Sometimes I do language arts in the evening before bedtime. I read the story that they were supposed to have for the day instead of doing it in the morning. We do it at night at bedtime. As far as curriculum choice, I'm not going to go real deep into it. I shared it this past July online and on my blog, and it was really controversial. I had no idea it was so controversial. So I'm going to say the name of it, and I'm going to just let it set. And please don't write me mean, emails, because this is what we've chosen. It's what works for us, and I don't think it's for everyone, and it's okay if you think it's a bad choice. But the choice we've made is our children are enrolled in the Ohio Virtual Academy. That means they're enrolled in the public homeschooling program, and we use the K-12 curriculum. It is a free curriculum. It's paid for by tax dollars, so our taxes have paid for it, and so have yours in Ohio. And so we get free computers, one for each child, free printers, free scanners, free textbooks, free internet access, free art things, free symbols for music, free videos, free everything. Every morning it comes up on my screen, tells me what the work is for the day, what to do in phonics, what to do in math. The lessons are there. I don't have to write them. I'm not particularly creative, and I was a little nervous about this, so it works for me. Dobson has recommended the K-12 curriculum and said good things about it, so Christians have acknowledged it as a good curriculum. Yes, there are secular things we come across, and when we do, I'm right beside them, I teach it to them, and then I teach them what we believe and what is wrong and how to detect it. So yeah, that's what we've chosen. We do have an online teacher. She calls us once a month to see how we're doing. She tracks our hours. I do have to report 5 hours a day for Alex, 2.5 hours a day for Lexi. Alex is usually done with the school in about 3 hours. The other 2 hours we supplement, whether it's with his karate class, my Bible readings in the morning counts as history or language arts. And whenever they cook with me, that counts as math and things like that. So we supplement with other things, and even watching the History Channel counts as supplemental learning. So that sometimes also fills in the blanks. But we get in our hours with no problem when we're memorizing verses and things that I do on my own with them. That counts as hours too. And of course, all the athletic things my son does. He does flag football, he does basketball, all these things, they all count. So that's what our day's like, and that's what our curriculum's like. And in the next series, I'm going to talk about the challenges of homeschooling. All right, walk with the King.